started writing a book in 2016, and it's being published May 7th! Do you know what today is? April 22nd. It is so soon, it's ridiculous. It's bonkers. That book is called Again But Better, and out of nowhere, I get a package outside my door. It's one book. I don't know if this is my book, but it's from my editor, and it looks like a book. Finished copies, I think, should be done sometime soon. Oh my god, it feels like my book. Oh my god. Oh my! This is not the art, you guys. The inside cover is special. The regular edition is going to be white and it will have something else stamped on it. The Barnes & Noble edition is yellow, naked, and it has a special stamp on the cover, and it goes nicely in tandem with the stamp on the cover of the regular edition. I have so much to talk about today. I forgot that I had to talk about this. I'm here because I had a deadline today for book 2. I really like that the spine too is half and half, because the spine on the arc is just white and pink, and I was like, that does not stand out at all on my shelf. I hope it's different, and it is! Woo! There we go, there's the comparison. Which of these books would you be more potentially likely to pick up? Anyway, my book comes out really, really soon. I'm going on tour. There's a tour schedule up on my website and everywhere else on my social media. I have been working on my outline for weeks now, and I have been going slow as molasses. You may remember that I was working on my outline for book 2 like a month ago or something, and I finished it on the deadline, but it was a hot dumpster fire, and I'll obviously have to do another draft. That draft was due April 8th, and it's the first time I've ever had to miss a deadline. It was the most overwhelming week for me because there was so much going on, and I was traveling back and forth. I had a week in New Jersey, and then I had a week in California, and then I had a week in New Jersey again, and this particular week leading up to my deadline was me coming back from New Jersey. I'm in California for 5 days, and then I get back on a plane and go to New Jersey. Now that we're getting close to the release of Again But Better, I get so many emails about like little things leading up to the release, and this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and it's just a lot at once. It's all exciting, but it's a lot at once, and this outline is a lot. I started this rewrite while I was in Texas. I was in Texas for Teen Book Fest to be on the BookTube panel. I was like the token old lady of the panel. It was very funny. It's been a while since I've been on like a straight up BookTube panel, and the first question is like always, oh, why did you start BookTube, and like, when did you start it? And we go down the line, and everyone's like, oh, I started like 4 years ago, I started 3 years ago, I started last year. Natasha is like, I started like 5 years, whatever how many years she's been doing it for a while now. I get to me, and I'm like, I started 9 years ago when we still used webcams. BookTube didn't exist, but I wanted to talk about my reading. I just feel so fucking jaded. Another question is like, how do you keep your content new and fresh? How do you keep making different style videos? And I'm over here like, I've made so many videos. I've done so many things, and I'm just watching as like the trends start to cycle back. You know, there's that video, that tag that's kind of going around like, do you have this book? Everyone's like, oh, there's this new challenge where you have to find books off your shelves. And I'm like, I did this challenge in 2013 when I was already a weathered booktuber. It was called the Bookshelf Scavenger Hunt. There was also a book tower challenge, and I also did a third video where I meshed them all and called it the Book Scavenger Hunt of Death. It's back. I almost just want to do it for all time's sake because it's been a while. Like, it's been a while since we did challenges up in here. Remember the Infinite Books Challenge? Remember that? Remember when we did like a 3-minute video where we were just like timing ourselves to see how many book titles we could say in 1 minute? I don't know what just happened. Anyway, I felt old. Again, But Better is coming out soon. I'm in this weird transition where it's just like, you're a booktuber, but you're old. And you wrote a book, but are you an author? I also am a booktuber, but like, one can be more than one thing, I think. I'm pretty sure. My book is coming out. And like, when I'm around other authors, I'm like, am I one of you? Or am I not allowed to say that I'm an author yet? Anyway, what were we here to talk about? My outline! So, as I told my agent when I emailed her my new draft of outline, this outline is my Everest. Have I already said that on here? I don't know, but like, it's just always in my head because Joey Tribbiani said it about a turkey once, and that's how I think of things that are really difficult for me. Like that turkey to Joey, that's my outline to me, okay? Where's the first draft of this fucking outline? Oh, here it is. Found it. I want to see how many words the first draft of this outline is. Oh, shit. Oh, snap. So the first draft of this outline was 9,775 words. Holy that was short, man. So this second draft of my outline is 35,701 words. I thought that first outline was like close to 20K. It's not at all. That makes me feel so much better. I don't know how writing an outline is for authors who are good at outlines. Like, is it like you're writing the book? I'm not writing down the whole book, obviously, but like, I have to do it in my head. I have to like go there and be in it. When I try to just write what's going to happen in a scene, my brain's like, no, we have to know what they talk about. So I have to sit there and write the conversations. As I went through my first draft of outline, like the beginning was okay, and then I got to the second act, and like I'd get to like a chapter with some bullet points. When I really looked at those bullet points, I was like, this is not one chapter. This is 3 separate chapters, and all the chapters have separate scenes, and all the scenes have dialogue, and I have to write the dialogue. My outline, so much of it is just like, it's basically a script. I have the header where I say like, who is in the scene, where they are, and what they're doing. And then everything else is their dialogue. And like through the dialogue, you know what the point of the scene is. That's every single time. So it took so long to do this. April 8th comes along. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to finish this. Like, I'm at the beginning of Act 2, and I physically, I have to sit here and like daydream each chapter. Yeah. I'm not getting through this book by Tuesday. I start writing my agent an email about how I don't think I physically possible that I can finish it by Tuesday. And then my calendar rolls over to Monday because it's past midnight. And I look down at it and it already says April 8th. And I'm like, no, April 8th is Tuesday. Oh my! I've been so overwhelmed and caught up in the flurry of things that I had to do that I like didn't know the date. I had convinced myself I had a whole extra day that I didn't have. Even though I had flown to New Jersey on a plane where I had to buy a ticket and I knew the date. It's just like, how did this happen? So my agent gave me 2 extra weeks, an extension, to finish this shit. And like the entire first week of that week was so busy because I was in New Jersey doing shit that I maybe got like a chapter done. I had 20,000 words at the beginning of this week. I had 20,000 words, honestly, like 4 days ago. And now I have 35,701 words. It's the same kind of a deal, I feel like, where it gets very detailed to an extent. Like, to the break in Act 3. The break into Act 3, it kept getting further and further away from me as I was writing the outline because I kept thinking and realizing more and more things that I hadn't included that need to be in Act 2. It was like I was trying to get to my destination, but I was actually on a treadmill. Yesterday was Easter, and I called my family, and they were like, how many chapters do you have left? And I was like, you know what? Act 2 is like the universe. It's just always expanding. But I made it last night. Right before Game of Thrones, I was at the big scene that breaks into Act 3. That scene was so long, and I needed to get I needed to get a good chunk of the dialogue down because that dictates where the characters are at in Act 3 and like their emotional places. It's so hard to write out what scenes will happen if you're not in each of their heads. emotionally. There's probably other shit that's gonna have to happen, but like this is like the rough skeleton of what it'll look like. Act 3 was so hard to write, so it's the least detailed. It's more detailed than before, but honestly, once I got to the final like chapter, I didn't end up changing much on my first draft. There's lines like, this character and this character have a heart-to-heart. I couldn't write their heart-to-hearts because I haven't been through the journey of their minds in the third act yet. You know, I can't put any more detail down until I write the second act out on paper. My book 2 is told from two perspectives, and when these two people are around each other, writing it is, you know, chronological and fine, but when these two people are apart, sometimes the timelines overlap of what they're doing, and we have to start a little further back with the other, you know what I'm saying. You go with one person and then you go to the other person, and the other person, this isn't happening like exactly after you left that person. Like there's an overlap in the timeline. And I realized like as I was breaking into Act 3 that I completely fucked up the timeline. Everything was a mess. I had to go all the way back. The point where these two characters aren't with each other. Every single heading for a scene where it would just like be like the characters and what they're doing and where they are would also start with Saturday, 8 p.m., Saturday, 9:30 p.m., Sunday. I needed it. It wasn't for the readers. It's not for the book. It's for me. I need this or I'm going to go insane. And I realized as I was like exporting the outline to give to my agent that I really wanted to know what the dates were for every chapter. And it's like, not like the dates are very relevant, but I need them in my brain to see the fucking timeline. I drew out a little calendar and started writing what each of my characters were doing on each day. I just was going insane. It's so much more complicated just seeing the timeline when you're jumping back and forth from two different perspectives. There's so much more drama happening in this book. Again, the Better is like a very happy-making rom-com sort of feel. And this book is fun, but like, fuck. There's just a lot of different plates I'm spinning as far as drama. In the outline, it's hard to keep them all straight because I'm not spending enough time with each individual scene. I'm like, writing a dialogue of conversations. It doesn't marinate enough for you to realize that, oh, you forgot about that plate over there. So get back the on it. At the end of the outline, I have a list of things that I'm like, oops, I know you forgot to carry this through the outline. So do it next time. As far as a writing playlist, 3 of the last 4 days was written to the Jonas Brothers. Cool. Ah, so cool. Every little thing that I do, so cool. The Jonas Brothers are back, you know, we all know. And Sucker, their first single, Sucker, I wasn't impressed. I was excited that they were back, but I wasn't like, whoa, this song's amazing. And then all of a sudden, I'd heard it like 10 times on the radio, and I was blasting it and singing it like it was my jam. What happened to me? I thought I didn't like this. And then cool, I like that even better. Even though the lyrics are pretty dull. It's cool over and over and over again. But it's so fucking catchy. And it just like let my brain go into focus mode. And then yesterday into Act 3, I switched to Fun's album, Aim and Ignite. Yeah. I'm not gonna lip sync for you. That section has died for now because 1, there's always the copyright scare. But 2, YouTube stats told me that everyone leaves while I'm doing it. So while it was fun for me, that made me really sad. And I was like, why am I even doing it? I hope your outlines went well. My name is Christine. My book, Again But Better, comes out May 7th. I'm going on tour. If you want to pre-order my book, it's in the description below. Tour schedule's in the description below. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I make videos every Tuesday. I'm @Christine on Twitter and Instagram. Bye!